Hey guys, it's Jason here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to the video. For all the subscribers and the people who frequently watch this channel, you had to know that I had this coming and that I had to pick it up. Now, I did have to wait, guys, for Eliminator RC in Canada here to get it in stock, but this is the Team Corelli Kagama, the limited edition version. We're going to try to keep this, guys, quick and dirty. We're going to go over a few of the key parts that they've changed that have, that are basically an upgrade to the RTR Kagama. I went with the blue one. I thought that was going to look the best, or at least from the videos and the pictures I've seen, I thought it would look the best with the gold. And I actually, guys, I'm going to stick to that. I think it looks fantastic. The body looks really good. I like the way they've got everything kind of molded in. I like these colors right here. And when I got the truck out of the box and I first sat it down, and even with the bag on the body, this shock tower is what kind of stood out to me. Just the gold color with the black and the blue. This looked really, really sharp. Now, for those that are not familiar with Team Corelli or not familiar with the Kagama, without a doubt, and I say this guy's owning a Kraton 6S EXB, this thing is probably now the top dog in the basher realm. Now, saying that, my Arma Notorious version 6 is a beast. And Corelli's probably doesn't want me to say that, even though, guys, I bought this one. They're probably still watching the video and they're probably thinking, oh, why is he bringing up Arma? But to be fair, guys, my Notorious is a beast. But my Kraton 6S EXB is on par with my Jado 4x4. They both break every single time I take them out. So when I was buying this truck, even though, guys, I already have the other Kagama, I've been wanting something that was a little, especially right from the factory, kind of beefed up with all the components. That's initially why I bought the Kraton 6S EXB, but it turned out to be a dud. This thing, guys, on the other hand, is going to be a monster. I hope, because the Kagama non-limited edition one is a beast, and it takes more abuse than pretty much any truck out there right now. So when I saw this limited edition one come out and I saw the gold anodizing, I thought to myself, man, I'm going to have that, because it's got a lot of the parts. And we're going to, again, guys, we're going to do it quick and dirty. We're going to go through those parts just so that you guys know what you're getting. Now, just like with the Kronos XTR, this is the 7075. So you have the 7075 chassis, 7075 shock towers, and these shock towers, guys, are just sick. 6 millimeters thick with that gold anodizing. Just looks, and the machining work, it just looks awesome. You can see the aluminum diff housings here as well. You can kind of see your hinge pin blocks, the 80D blocks right there. Same thing, guys, the gold anodizing. Spin this beast around. You can see the rear one. Again, guys, looks incredible. The gold, it's funny because yellow gold in general wouldn't have really done it for me, but for some reason in RC, because it's not really used all that often, it definitely, guys, helps make this a little bit more unique. Now, you can see here, as I destroy my shop, we still have the gold running along with the braces, and even on the motor, guys. So the motor is an interesting thing. It is different than your stock motor. So the stock motors, I believe, are 2050 kV. This is 2100 kV. It's not a longer kin. You can kind of see I got my finger stuck in there. But what this is going to do is it's going to aid in cooling, because now that you have more aluminum, you've got more metal, the heat will transfer out here as well. So it'll kind of carry along. Now, this mount right here, which is surprisingly stiffer than I thought it was going to be, is attached to the little holder. This is for your GPS. Now, I often remove this piece because I don't really have any use for my top speed. It might be kind of neat if you wanted to record how high you were jumping and stuff like that, but I don't really have any use for this. So I'm pretty sure this thing might come off. I am hoping that with the extra cooling, even running something like the stock pinion, we won't have to really need any additional cooling. We won't have to install fans on there or anything like that. Again, there's those hinge pin blocks. Nice, big and beefy. The thing, guys, I've noticed as I've been looking over the truck is everywhere that they could do the gold anodizing, they've done. So pretty much everything metal that could be done in gold anodizing they did, which is nice. If you look down here at the steering components, turn those tires a little bit, you can see down here the Ackerman plate, guys. Everything like that is done in the gold anodizing. The servo saver is done that way. The upper block right here, it's definitely, guys, sharp, and it makes the truck unique, which is nice. Now, saying all that, you can buy 99% of all these parts. So if you want to buy the gold anodized shock towers, even the chassis, you can. From what I can see, the only parts that you cannot buy is the body. And if you buy the chassis, you won't get a stamped numbered chassis. So if I flip this bad boy over, you can see right there, I am 239 of a 999. That you're not going to get. So you're still going to get everything else. You're going to get the 7075. You're going to get the gold chassis. You're going to get the gold anodizing. You're just not going to get a stamped chassis. Now, I've seen where some people have actually bought another chassis and then they've swapped that on. I can sort of see why you'd want to do that. Hey, you don't want to damage the numbered chassis. However, yeah, for me guys, I'm not doing that. I'm going to run it the way it is. I see that as being one of those things where you're going to, take it off. You're going to be like, ooh, I got this limited edition chassis. And then that's it. It's going to either sit on a shelf, sit, hanging somewhere. Maybe someday you sell the truck, you'll hand the new owner that chassis. And then it just kind of keeps getting passed around. Again, guys, for myself, I don't see the point to that. Now, what's nice is Team Corelli didn't really change anything else in the way of cheapening up anything to make this truck. So they're still using the spring steel for your out drives. They did beef up the servo. From what I understand, guys, this is a 32 kilogram servo. We're going to power the truck up at some point. I'm going to change the connectors. I think I'm just going to remove one of the XT90s because I run a lot of 6S batteries. So I might do that, but we're going to power it up. We'll test out this servo, but everything else, guys, is still the same kind of bracing, all that, just bigger and beefier of some of the other components. Again, guys, running that 7075 chassis. Now, this whole setup, for those that don't know, this is one of the best chassis layout and braces setups that you can get on the market. Now, it does come at a bit of a cost. Depending on what you do, if you do happen to break something, you happen to bend an Ackerman plate, it is a little bit more work to work on the truck, but to be fair, at the same time, guys, you will find this thing is a very durable platform. It is a very durable, even the stock chassis, guys, the non-7075 chassis is still straight as an arrow on my Kagama. So they do a very good job of the bracing. The aluminum, the quality of the aluminum that they use is better than a lot of your other companies, or at least two of them that use a very low grade quality or low grade aluminum. This is not the case. So they've got a higher grade 6061, but they also have a higher grade of 7075. I honestly, guys, see myself, I'm going to send this truck. I'm going to drive it hard. We're going to have fun with it. We're going to put it through the paces. We're going to see what the motor is like. We're going to see what all the 7075 parts are like, because to me, as cool as it is to have something that's limited edition, it's more fun to run it. Now, we will Gorilla Tape the body, and that's probably about it. Now, the one thing I would have liked to have seen them change is not the rims, and it's not the tires. It's these foams. Sorry, Corelli, I'm not a fan of your foams. I find these tires too soft. They're good for doing tricks and stuff like that. Everything expands like crazy. But these foams, I just find, guys, are just way too soft. And I find in a truck like this that is so dialed when it comes to handling and performance, the shocks, everything, guys, is like perfect. I find just these foams just not to cut it. I find them just way too soft, and they can kind of make the truck a little bit sort of like this. Sorry, Corelli, for saying that, but it's just the one thing I found. I wish they had a slightly better, a slightly stiffer foam inside these tires, because I think it would definitely help this truck a lot. Now over here, we do have it's sort of a new ESC. So it's still a Max 8. It's just a newer version. Now, it's not the censored combo or anything like that. From what I understand, the reason they're not the red ones anymore, the same goes for the Forest trucks, is they just don't make them anymore. So Hobby Wing is the OEM for these, and they just don't make them. So this is a slightly newer version of the ESC. What's nice is that you're still going to be able to use your program card. You're still going to be able to adjust your brakes and your punch. Hey, those are pretty much the only things I use. Now, a few of the things I like that they did was they got rid of the red shock collars, and they've gone with the black ones, which I think looks pretty sick. Not that I like red, guys. I like colored anodizing, but I think for this build, I mean, it would have been kind of nice to see them gold too. Maybe that'll be an option part at some time, because I think that would have tied in nice. But I'm glad that they at least went with the black and didn't try to put the red on this, because the red definitely would not have worked. Now, I did get the updated CVDs, guys, with the truck as well. From what I understand, it's more of the collars and the longer pins. I have not had any issues with the CVDs on my 6S Kagama at all. So these are going to be something, guys, that I'll probably just kind of put in the parts drawer. And if at some point I do have an issue, hey, I'll swap them in. The radio. You know what? It's a radio, guys. It surprisingly feels pretty good. The foam on the wheel is really, really nice. I like that it's a drop down. I do find that this radio is pretty comfortable to hold. The throttle trigger, the spring itself, guys, feels good. Just kind of operating it feels good. Getting into your brake, it does a good job that way. However, I'm not going to use it. I've got my IXSR. I've got my RC8X. There's not really, guys, any point to using this radio. So I'll probably hang on to it just to kind of keep it with the truck so that it'll go with the truck kind of thing. So I'll always have it. But yeah, I'm not going to use it. Unless somebody needs it, I'm just going to hang on to it. So I went ahead and installed the QS8 connector. Now, the reason I went with the QS8 connector and not an XT90 or an EC5 is simply because of some of the batteries I have lately. I have been switching them over to the QS8 connectors. One of the new batteries I've got, which is that Genzace 5600 milliamp 6S pack. It's a sport pack. It's a little bit lighter than the 6800 milliamp packs. It's actually, guys, right here because it's charging up. And it's funny because I was charging this up to head out with the Vitabouncer, but I might possibly try to go get a quick run in with the Kagama, but we'll see. But either way, QS8, because of just some of the other batteries, guys, that I have lately, I've been switching it over to this connector, and I wanted to get rid of the two XT90s. I'm going to be switching over probably one of these guys right here, the big 6800 milliamps, to a QS8 as well. So that's why, guys, I went with this. Now, it's a bit of overkill, and to be fair, guys, when I'm running it, you kind of want to have these either under some Velcro or something, because these things flopping around, they weigh quite a bit, and I have find that they will come disconnected. So even though they're a good fit when they're together, just because of the weight, they're kind of all over the place. The other thing I did is, don't go anywhere. We've now got a SR515 installed. So we've got a Spectrum receiver. It's binded up to my IXSR. The reason, guys, I have not done a review on the IXSR yet. It's right here charging, is because it wouldn't be the greatest review, because so far things with this radio have not gone well. It's already gone back to Spectrum, and pretty much unless you're running it in something like a 2-channel rig, so something that's throttle and steering, anything else seems to just not work. And because I did have it, guys, bound up to the Vitabouncer, my Vitavon Vitabouncer, and unfortunately it just didn't do the steering the way it was supposed to. The menus aren't lining up the way they're supposed to. So yeah, I've got it in this. I'll probably be either using my DX6 Rugged in a couple other trucks. I still have my RC8X, but for trucks that are very simple, again, 2-channel, throttle, steering, I'll use the IXSR because it is a great radio. It feels great in the hand. It's got great menus. It's nice to navigate. It's just, it's not finished. They kind of rushed the radio out and didn't do a very good job of the software, but that's, guys, for another video. All right, guys, so I've gone ahead and installed the tires and the battery. So I've got the Genzace 5600 milliamp sport pack. This is the 6S pack I was telling you guys about that I was running, or I have been running in the Vitabouncer. It's a nice pack. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little bit lighter. Sits in there really, really nice in the tray. Now, when it comes to this QS8 connector, what I think I'm going to do, only because even if I change out the straps, which I might do, KCRC sent me over these straps right there that seem to be a lot thicker and a little bit wider than these ones. But he did mention that he's got another set coming as well. It's more of an HD set. I don't know any details on it. I should have them in the next week or so. I may swap those in there. I have one and snugging these batteries in, broke a few straps, so we'll see. That'll probably be something, guys, I change pretty soon. But what I was going to say with this QS8 connector, I might just either get like a little piece of Velcro that could maybe go through here and here and just kind of Velcro it up here, or possibly even throw like a zip tie around it. That way it just kind of keeps this thing bouncing around and it's not banging off anything. Because the one thing about using the connector under the Velcro is you don't get as snug of a fit. And I don't want this battery going anywhere. So we'll see, guys, how everything kind of holds up and what I decide to do. Now, what I do want to do though right now is just kind of test the servo. So I've already got, guys, everything like I mentioned, bound up to the IXSR, everything's set up. Gonna fire this up. I've already done, guys, like my setup, my configuration and all that. Now, obviously, guys, we're not ripping around. It's just sitting on the mat. But that looks pretty good. I don't think there'll be any reason to change that. Like I had mentioned earlier on the video, I thought it was going to rain. It was calling for rain, and it is raining. So hopefully that, guys, is going to be good tomorrow. I actually thought there was even thunder. I thought maybe you guys would have heard it in the video. You may have heard it in the video. It wasn't thunder. It was just my kids running around upstairs. So on that note, guys, Team Corelli Kagama limited edition, looking absolutely sick. Super happy, guys, with this truck. It is probably going to be one of my last newer trucks for a while. I've been kind of just looking around the hobby room, and I know there's a lot of channels out there that have a lot of cars, and that's what they do. I am honestly, guys, I don't really consider myself one of them. I like to buy what I want. I like to enjoy what I want and drive and mod, but things have gotten kind of a little bit nuts for me. So at this point, I think I'm just going to hold on to everything that I've got, enjoy what I've got, run what I've got, finish modding and getting certain trucks up to par, fixing the Creighton 6S once again, because that's all I do with that truck. And yeah, guys, that's it. That's all. As always, if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up, please subscribe, and have a fantastic day.